guys, welcome back to the channel. It is your girl Alana Simone. First of all, I wanted to welcome you guys in. Hope you had a great day. So today we are going to be talking about why do we settle. And so if you checked out my last video, we talked about what is society teaching us. And so I was like, okay, this kind of goes in the same line. It's like, why do we feel like we have to settle in life? You know, and for that question, everybody can answer that differently because we all have reasons why we feel like we have to settle or we should settle in life. And so, you know, I want to start this with my own personal story. I think it was around last year. I was in a situation, and I was in multiple situations, and I really felt like I knew I could do better, but I was just settling. Like, I was just settling for where I was in life. I knew I could do better, but I felt like stuck. And so I don't know if anybody else had that ever feeling, or maybe it's just me. I don't know. But I just felt stuck, and I'm like, why? Like, I know I deserve so much better, but I just feel stuck, and I feel like I'm just settling. And I felt like I was just settling. And so it took me a while. I had to discover some stuff, and I realized it was because I had some different issues within me that I needed to work through. And because if I chose to settle, then that meant I didn't have to deal with it and the issues that I need to deal with. And so I was like, okay, once I recognized that, I'm like, okay, so this is kind of like a defense mechanism. So if you choose to settle, you know that you can do better, but just because you don't want to deal with your emotions about certain situations, you're just gonna just settle. Okay, cool. So, you know, for a couple months, I did that for a while, and then I woke up one day and realized I couldn't keep on doing that. Actually, God shook me up enough to where I had no other option but to have to deal with my issues. And if you checked out my video, it's called The Healing Process, I talked about that. You know, I went through a whole journey of having to heal from past wounds and past traumas that really took me up to the point to where I'm at now, you know, free and living the life that God has called me to be, and you know, fully walking into all that He has called me and created me to be. And so, you know, that was just my own personal story. And so today I just want to ask you, what are you settling for in life? You know, what situation or relationship or circumstance are you in? Are you settling to where you feel like you can't do anything better? Or maybe you know you could do better, but you're just choosing to settle. And so I really want to encourage you today to, you know, start waking up. Start going deep within yourself and figuring out what is causing you to stay stuck and where you're at right now. And what in you makes you feel like you can't move forward, or maybe you feel like you don't deserve better. You know, and you know, sometimes people do, and oftentimes in different areas we do feel like we don't even deserve better, so that's why we settle. And you know, I want you to know that you don't have to settle. You know, settling is easy. That's why a lot of people settle, because it's just easier. If you try to do better, it's a lot of work and you got to go through so much. But let me tell you, in the end, when you choose not to settle, it's so much better. Yes, we may fight it. Yes, we may think that, you know, it might be more work. But let me tell you, from someone who was settling at one point to decided to make a decision to not, I look back on my life and I can't even recognize it. I'm like, from at that point to now, it's just completely different, and in such a good way. And I'm so glad that God allowed me and woke me up and was like, girl, what you doing? What you doing? You can't settle. You can't settle. You have so much more to live for. You have so much more to do. You have so much more to accomplish. You have so many more people to reach. You can't settle. And so once He woke me up, it gave me a clearer vision. He took me in, you know, redirected my path and where I needed to go. I went from trying to do it my way to going to His way. And let me tell you, His way is so much better, because God's way, He sees the beginning from the end. He sees what we can't see. And so when we think that we're safe settling, oftentimes we don't realize that we may be blocking blessings that are further ahead. We may be blocking growth that is further ahead. We may be blocking the healing that we need that's further ahead and that we've been praying for and that we've been asking for. But because we're in our own head and we're in our own thinking that we can't do anything better, we don't deserve anything better. And oftentimes the enemy tries to come in and tell us these lies and, really bring us down. But let me tell you today, rise up and wake up. It's time for you to get up and not settle. Just like God told me, I'm telling you, get up and don't settle. You have so much more to live for. You have so much more to do. You have so much more to accomplish in life. Do not stay stuck where you are. And yes, we may feel like, these thoughts are constantly coming in, pouring in, telling us what we can't do, what we don't deserve. But let me reverse those today and say that you deserve the very best in life. You are fully capable and able to obtain the things that God has for you in your life. So just know that I'm rooting for you. God especially is rooting for you, and you will make it through. On the other end of the unknown, of walking by faith, because that's what we do when we choose not to settle. We choose to grab a hold of faith and take God's hand and walk with him. On the other end is so much better. On the other end, his reward is greater than we could ever imagine. So choose today to wake up and stop settling for less in life, because you deserve so much more. So I really thank you guys so much for being here. I really hope that this video encouraged you today, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.